Welcome to the table. Come take a seat. We're just about to begin. I'm Dean Midgarin, and this time I'm not joined by my cast of wonderful and affordable role players. In fact, they decided to do something on their own. But before we get into that, I want to go ahead and show you an outtake from this season from Deadlands, Riders of the Hellstorm. And after that, we will go into what I like to call Midgaming without Midgarin. Roll the clip.
I think it's very funny that I told you guys Western environment, and you're like, Southern accent? Okay, Southern accent.
Hey,
No, he's the only one who went with the Southern.
Alabama, sir.
when in Texas.
I do declare, Alabama is not the West.
I was in Denver.
It's the South.
Exactly. That's why I have a Southern accent, because my character is from Alabama.
And Joshua Ervo
You racist.
is he from Baton Rouge, Louisiana?
Yes, he is. He is from Louisiana. He is from New Orleans.
No, that's
Moby. I feel is
Moby.
Moby.
Moby Dick.
Hobie. Shit. Hobie. Yes. On the side he DJs. Hobie.
He's got hair, doesn't he? Hobie's got hair. He's not bald.
I do.
Hobie's well, we can't tell. He's wearing a hat all the time. Hobie I think is from Indiana, and Maeve I believe comes from Hale. So she is the devil with that magic powers.
You don't even know she's got him yet.
That's true. That's very true.
Let's do some Deadlands / Savage Worlds Q&A. So what are some things about Deadlands, not mechanic wise, but just like flavor and settings wise, that you enjoy?
I really like that it's kind of like an AU of, actual America. So it's like, what if? It'd be kind of cool if we actually had Ghost Rock and dragons in California. And, if we could just have our train head a little bit west in this campaign, I think it'd be super cool, but that's just me.
Me personally, I like just piggybacking off of what H said, the way it makes you think, you like, well, what would it be like if the Civil War waged on? Or what would it be like if the territories were divided up the way that they were? I like how, the different types of people play a special part in this game. Like Native Americans, they hold true to that sense of the word native, the way they contribute to the game. As far as like, if I had to put a point on it, it would be the way they contribute to the magic system in this game as far as faith goes, or the way their magic works. I thought was really interesting. And on the flip side of that, you have Maeve, the way her powers work as far as the faith system. And I really enjoyed watching that come about. And you have the regular people like me, Hobie and Axel, who isn't here, but
Coward.
We're very much specialized in combat, like gunfighting, and I like the way that kind of comes together into one big words make noises. It comes together and for one big story if you can do it right.
I think Maeve is actually better with her knives than she is with her gun at this point. Like, that tells you how good she is at combat.
Okay, first of all, Maeve does sorcery. Like, the fact that you draw all those weapons out of a habit and somehow it doesn't look like you have any weapons, sorcery.
Well, so the whole thing about her habit, it's like, how like the habits, they've got the pockets in the front of them? Well, hers doesn't actually have pockets. It just goes straight through to the pants and the gun belts that are attached around her waist. So she just kind of reaches...
I thought you were going to say an alternate dimension.
So yeah,
It's a habit of holding.
Exactly. It's a habit of holding. Basically, it's bigger on the inside. The TARDIS of nunnery outfits.
The TARDIS of nunnery. That is going to be our voice clip of the night, guys. So I have said it. So shall it be done. I love that.
So say we all.
Something that you guys were talking about, how it's very combat and very you're very combat synced. One of the things about Savage Worlds is it's supposed to play like a movie, where as opposed to other role-playing games are more slice of life or this like very long epic adventure. The thing for Savage Worlds is fast, furious, and fun. So it's supposed to be okay.
And Diesel?
Yes, absolutely.
I still miss Han, but Ludacris is my boy.
I could go into another like 5-hour rant on the Fast and the Furious franchise. And
It just
Can
gets
we
more
not-
fast and more furious every movie. It's amazing.
Can we not?
apparent-
Okay, I still cry over Paul
Next
Walker.
one goes to
Okay.
Oh,
space.
the next one's going to be in space, so that's something.
Yes.
But it's still supposed to have that, cut to the thing and then super cool actions happen and stuff like that, which is really, really fun. But sometimes, as I believe episode 5 will show, where I'll create this, or not create, but bring in this like super giant demon that's supposed to be this thing, and then you pull out your shotgun and just blast it in the face right off the get-go.
Maeve was so
listen,
thankful
listen.
for Hobie. She did not want to be like, because I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I spent a Benny just to get a roll that was still lower than the freaking demon. And I was like, I only got 2 bennies. If he hits me really hard, I am gone. Then Hobie with the freaking clutch.
There's things with like me being a newer DM, especially to this system, that I'm still ironing out. We're still learning new stuff, where I learned a lot about the game system and stuff about midway through, and it was like, oh shoot, we weren't doing it exactly right at the beginning. But I mean, that's a learning process, and that as we play these different games, and we're going to be learning stuff, because I believe next season we're doing Cyberpunk Red, which literally just came out last week.
That happened with tabletop too, so even celebrities fuck up. They played Pandemic wrong, the board game. Did any of you guys watch that? Like, I'm way behind, but like in their first season, they played Pandemic, and at the beginning of the episode, they had to post a thing saying like, "Hey, we read the rules wrong. We fucked up. This isn't actually how you play." Like, but it worked for them. They did it and they lost. But
Thanks, Will Wheaton.
I know, right? Will Wheaton? Yeah, no, I love that game. I have like 2 different varieties of it. It's amazing.
Fun fact about Will Wheaton is he has a D20 of mine. I saw him at MegaCon a couple years ago, and I was like, listen, I know that you have like 1 million of these, but I want to give this to you. That way I can say Will Wheaton has one of my D20.
I have some Munchkin cards signed by him and some signed by Felicia Day.
I think you just wanted to say that you gave Will Wheaton the D.
Hey!
Yes.
See, I would be okay if Will Wheaton's best friend gave me the. Never mind. We're not going to go into that.
No, please, wow us with more.
Look, I really like
You're
Chris.
talking
Hardwick.
about the son of the bowler.
Yes, I am.
Anyway,
Chris Hardwick is amazing.
going over to the mechanic side, what are some things that you like about the mechanics, and what are some things that you don't like about the mechanics?
The fact that we can just screw over your knight with one shot.
Yeah. Just
sticking the knife in deeper.
Oh my gosh.
That is a plus and a minus at the same time.
Yeah, plus for us. Well,
Because as a player, I think it's hilarious that it can be possible. But I also understand you spent time building this. And in 2 scenarios, one you were able to stop, this one you weren't able to stop.
well, and it
You
does.
were able to stop him from blowing a hole in the blue guy.
But it does also suck as a player as well, because we want to play
Yeah.
and we're just like fucking ourselves over by not being able to. We're like, okay, well, there it is, and now we have nothing to play. So this is a good talk, guys.
Yeah. And I don't know what the situation is in order to do that. As I've played other Savage Worlds environment, it's definitely easier to do because you're able to not make the characters so powerful. But in Savage World, or not in Savage Worlds, in Deadlands, everyone has a gun. Other than like making ghosts and stuff where the guns don't work, or making it so you guys are just doing social stuff, which doesn't make the most exciting of things for the listener. Guns pretty much do a shit ton of damage. It's what they do, and especially with the exploding dice and stuff.
So there's no way to like fix
Mitigate.
that. Yeah.
You know, Maeve almost didn't have a gun. Like when I first made her, she had a knife and I think she had some bolas. And those were going to be her only weapons. And I only added the gun at like the last minute before we started. I think I added it. I don't even remember what made me add it. She was originally just going to have like
I think it was that.
bolas.
I think it was that preliminary one shot we did.
Yeah, I think so. Because like we did like a one shot before we actually started the podcast to kind of like get accustomed to the like how to roll and how damage worked. And I made somebody kind of similar to Maeve for that. Because originally Maeve was just going to be a shooter, and then the other one, she was the one who had the magic. I added the magic to Maeve like days before we started the podcast. Because originally she was just going to be an assassin nun, and then I was like, nah, let's throw some magic into the mix.
I feel like we can come up with a better term than assassination nun. Like, we can do that.
I mean, we could.
Analysts, get on it. Fans,
Nunsassin?
contribute.
Nuns, the holy
Assassin.
Assassination nun? I don't know.
Her favorite
Assassin
weapon should have been nunchucks. It should have been nunchucks.
Oh my
really
god,
should've.
they didn't have nunchucks in the book. That's why I was gonna go with bolas.
Honestly, I'm so
That's the closest
disappointed in
thing.
you.
Bolas were the closest thing.
H, you had one job.
Look,
One!
I
It really
have
should have been
I have
nunchucks.
two if you
It
count
really
this.
should've.
I have a day job, okay?
Hey, it's the holiday season. Just give them the gift of the Christmas hands.
Catch these hands. I don't know what I was going with there.
Low calorie.
Low calzone zone.
This immediately went south.
It's all about the cones, guys. It's all about the cones.
All right, let me say my piece, and then we can move on since everyone else.
Fair enough.
One of the mechanics that I really enjoyed about Deadlands was the freedom of roleplay. It's a very loose system. It gives you room to play, and I enjoy that. Like you can do something totally random in such a way that it changes the flow of the story. Like a lot of people are like, okay, so we go in, we have somebody needs help. That person needs me to find something. Well, okay, undoubtedly, since this is supposed to be a big adventure, you can automatically assume that this small something leads to a bigger something. Like, okay, we have to find a person. Turns out this person has an object that is wanted by somebody really, really bad. They're being hunted. Well, now you got to keep this person away, all this jazz. With the freedom of roleplay in Deadlands, you could totally walk away from, like we did at the beginning. Oh, help me find my husband. And we're like, yeah, but we're going to go to the bar instead. Because I feel the need for a drink.
Find the husband.
So the husband was actually
Is he one of the zombies in the glom?
No, so I actually initially designed every single episode to have multiple branches out on that kind of stuff. So with that, the husband was actually going to be a zombie that was in the Undertaker's office, but you guys never ended up going there. There was other stuff in other episodes, like you guys could have completely avoided the Rattler on the train episode, but you guys, hit the gas on the train and
Wait, what's this we?
Yeah, it was definitely all Hobie. 100%. Dude, you shit the bed on that one so hard. Like, first of all, why didn't you stop me?
Fine. Next time you start to do something, I'll just shoot you in the foot.
That ought to stop him.
But then I was told that I was making the games run on too long, and so I was instructed to streamline them a little bit more.
I think you might have streamlined them a little bit too much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just gotta find that happy medium.
I am the minion. I am not the wild card. That is up to our fearless leader on what he wants. But that's neither here nor there.
Excuse me, I'm pretty sure he's not fearless. He has run away screaming from me like a girl multiple times just last campaign or last session.
Listen.
Yeah, he's more like an opossum. Whenever he gets scared, he just plays dead. Like he hit the deck like a dead deer.
I'm talking the player, not the character.
Well, I know him in real life, and I can attest that there are very few things that he's afraid of, and one of them is accidentally finding out that he's making out with a man.
What if he
Really?
doesn't know it?
No, I'm totally
Fair,
kidding.
fair enough, but let's not air out people's dirty laundry while we're recording.
Wait, this is still
Um,
the asterisk, isn't it?
fair enough.
Guys,
On
I'm
actress.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. That's not a thing.
All
He's
right.
totally okay with it.
Anyways, next question. This isn't really a question, it's just a statement I want to put out there because, I don't have an opportunity to answer any question. But with us doing the virtual tabletop, I think that it's really cool that Roll20 is implementing a lot of new stuff to Savage Worlds and Deadlands. For example, the adventure deck and the bennies. But I think that they definitely have a long way to go as far as tools that are there for DMs and stuff that are trying to run Savage Worlds. And I know that that's just going to come with time. You can't have as much resources as you have with Dungeons and Dragons just because Dungeons and Dragons is, the bread and butter.
I'm sorry, what's Dungeons and Dragons?
The bread and butter.
I've never heard of it. It's weird.
Oh, yeah.
What is this bread and what is this butter?
I think a lot of it has to do with Roll20. As long as it's been around like the past few years, it's still like fairly young, I would say.
I mean-
as far as like, think about like,
It's been around for
and
7
this is
years.
totally out of left field, but think of like websites like Facebook. That website has been around for a long time now, and they're still changing. So with Roll20, they have a high demand for games being put in, and even when those games do get put in, the mechanics don't translate the same to digital as they do on tabletop, because on tabletop all you have to do is make like a quick fix on your sheet, can look up a rule, and that be that. But when you translate it to digital, it doesn't always work like that. You have to put in an extra point here for this. Or okay, one of the things I've encountered is like you said, the bread and butter itself, Dungeons and Dragons, is that with all of its resources and whatnot that they're putting in, sometimes those resources don't always translate. Something as simple as the player's handbook, they don't always put in all the races or all of the sub races, if I would say. Like I could go in. Oh, perfect example that I witnessed myself was I dropped into a game when I wanted to play a human, but I wanted to play a variant human so I could take a feat instead of the pluses all the way down my stats. It wasn't in there. I had to make it happen, and even
Crazy.
after I made it happen, I had to continuously edit it every time we changed levels or added something new. Things like that. They don't always translate well to digital. So I think the longer that Roll20 goes on, the more updates happen. It's always going to be a learning curve, so we'll always be getting better and more up-to-date content as time goes on.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And Pinnacle on their website had that they're working on to put in compendium, so they're actively working on it currently.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know there's like always features on Roll20 with D&D, because I've been playing D&D on there for a long time. I feel like I can never get my entire character just from the compendium on Roll20. Like I always have to copy and paste something or other, and so yeah, it's getting better.
Well, I mean, I've started just using outside sources and using extensions in order to just upload my stuff from other stuff.
See, I'm lazy, so yeah.
There's a program that I use. It's called Better 20.
Ouch, shade.
That's what the extension is called, and it allows me to upload stuff directly from Savage, which has a compendium of all the monster stuff from pretty much every Savage World official Savage Worlds book and a couple of outside official Savage World stuff, and I'm able to just click on the stuff, upload it in, and pop it in a second. So that's
That's cool.
definitely good. User created content like that definitely makes the website grow on top of the stuff that Roll20 is doing by themselves.
Sounds to me like they need to hire some of these people.
Yeah, but I mean, it's where do you get that money at? I am very happy. Roll20 is not a website that just like drowns me in advertising.
It's true. Yeah, they really don't have that many ads, do they? It's kind of
No,
nice.
they don't. I think they listen to the input of their players a lot. Like I just want to play a game. I don't want to have a goddamn ad for, Viagra come across my screen for no reason other than it's there.
I don't want to see something that I just talked to my roommate about 20 minutes ago in another room pop up on my TV screen or on my computer
5
screen.
fashion tips that Vogue doesn't want you to know. Like, dude, I wear like Carhartt and work boots every day. I don't care.
Yeah,
or have it be like
actually-
YouTube, you're halfway through a game and it's like, okay guys, you're gonna stop and watch this 3-minute video
and it's
until
a
you
minute
can
and a half
proceed.
buddy. Add 1 of 5. Oh, fuck.
You can skip it, but we're gonna pull it back up in the next 15 minutes.
And that one you can't skip. Yeah, Roll20 is definitely nice in that regard.
Yeah.
And I like the character sheet pop out function. Like, so when I have my dual screens, I'll have like the map up on one of them, and then I'll pop my character sheet up on another one. Super nice. That way, I'm an alt tab person, so I can just like alt tab back over to the map if I need anything. Otherwise, I can just hang out on the other screen.
Dual screens. We don't know her, but we want to know her.
Well, I had to. I don't know if I'll be able to dual screen unless I buy more monitors and put them back here in my room. Because I was trying to play out there at the beginning of the session, and the dogs were just barking
That
up a
went well.
storm. It did not go well, and then everybody decided to just walk through the room, and I was like, guys, I'm trying to record once a week. Come on.
Including cats.
Oh yeah, there was cats, there was humans, there's dogs trying to get in the door. I was like, oh my god, y'all.
Pandemonium.
Pretty much. I'm just like over here in my little corner, like, can we not? Can we? Okay, I'm gonna go hide in my room.
So I think we should start wrapping this up. Does anyone have any final comments, insertions, completions, deletions that they want to put in?
Yes.
Patience.
Remember the TARDIS of Nunnery? That will be our soundbite today.
I was literally, for my final thought, still trying to think of something for Nun Assassin. I'm just like, none.
None
Your
comes to
business
mind.
got it.
Do you guys know who Paul and Storm are? They're a
No.
super nerdy band. Okay, so they're like a super nerdy band. I'll have to link it to you guys. They have a song called Nun Fight, and it's the funniest song ever. It's like they basically sing it almost like a choir, like a gospel choir, but they're also singing it like they're announcing a fighter into a ring. And because it's all about these 2 nuns, and they're just like the last 2 nuns at a convent.
The audio cut off from there. I'm not really entirely sure where the conversation was going. I kind of was interested in figuring out what happened to the fighting nuns. Maybe we can get H on the mic and get the full story from her later. But we have come to the end. Deadlands is over. We greatly appreciate you guys sticking with us towards the end. I hope that you enjoy our next story. Tune in next week. We're actually doing a little bit of a holiday special. It is a one-shot, 2-parter instead of our normal 6, called Into the Darkness. And starting January, we go futuristic. To find out all this information and more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to never miss out on any of the action. I'm Midgarin, and I'll see you next time on Sunday Nights. Minstrels, play me out.